Here we go.
I'm good right here.
That's not this type of show.
Hey there, good morning. Welcome to the Jason Show without Jason.
Boom.
Today you get me, Shayne Wells.
And me, Hobie RT. Thank you for joining us. We're covering for Jason. He's out sick today, unfortunately. He powered through yesterday, though, and
barely.
yeah, but he did. He
rough,
did.
yeah.
But taking the rest of the next few days to kind of chill out.
Rest.
Not on radio, not on television, focusing more on himself.
As he should.
Yes.
But we missed you, Jason.
Yes, we
Come
did.
back soon.
Please
All right,
do.
let's get into the hot dish then.
Let's do it. Wait, where's the? Oh,
I
you
got
have
it.
All right.
First up, fresh off the presses, the nominations are out for the 91st Academy Awards, and a couple of movies that you may not have heard of leading the way. Kind of don't like when this happens. Roma and The Favorite are topping the movies with 10 nominations. Roma is streaming right now on Netflix. It's the first Netflix movie to get nominated for Best Picture. But since you've maybe never heard of those or haven't heard much about them, shall we move on?
Yeah, watch it on Netflix. That's all you need to do. All right, and coming up next, one of the biggest movies of the year. It's getting its fair share of accolades, too, as it should. A Star is Born got nominated for 8 Oscars, including Lady Gaga for Best Original Song. Take a look.
And in the bad times I fear myself. I'm of the deep end, watch as I dive in. I'll never meet the ground. Crash through the surface where they can't hurt us. We're far from the shallow now. In the
Wow, that's an amazing song. I think I get goosebumps every time I still hear it.
No
I'll
doubt.
be driving on the road and, oh wait, Lady Gaga, Shallow's on. That's Shallow, of course, which has already won Lady Gaga a Golden Globe and a Critics' Choice Award and is nominated for 4 Grammys. Gaga and Bradley Cooper got nominated for Best Actress and Actor, respectively, but in a bit of a surprise, Bradley did not get nominated for Best Director.
I see
think he
people
was kinda
saying that's like
snubbed
the
on that
biggest, the biggest
Yeah.
snub that people are saying out
And
there.
you know, you always
not
have them this
seen
time
this.
of the. I have not seen it yet, but I've heard all the music.
Hold on, let me get my jaw off the ground.
I've heard all the music. I've heard all the music. Trust me, the fiance is saying, "Okay, so it's on iTunes. We need to get it now. Start watching." So I'm
onto
sure.
something.
I'm sure in the next 2 weeks we'll be watching it before the Oscars are, of course, unveiled.
Such a good movie. Another one that picked up a first was Black Panther. It got 7 nominations. Now, the groundbreaking film got nominated for Best Picture, which was a first for Marvel. Its other nominations include production design, costume design, and sound editing. You've seen this one though, right?
I have seen this.
Okay.
I've seen it too many times, probably. I saw it twice in theaters, and then I saw it whenever it came out on digital, and then I saw it again whenever it was on Netflix,
Good
too.
for you. I love the soundtrack too.
The soundtrack is fantastic. Kendrick Lamar is just
So good.
absolutely great.
Yeah.
Also, he's nominated for Best Song with All the Stars. He and SZA. So
Well deserved.
maybe those two and Lady Gaga, because those are probably 2 of the catchiest songs of the year, especially All the Stars. That was a very catchy
Yes.
song, especially when that
Every
one
time
came
it
out.
comes on, it still gets me. You
I know.
Shallow is what gets you going in the car.
Yeah.
For me, it's that
It
song.
just gets me going in a different emotion, though. Not a good emotion, because it just kind of makes me sad. A
Shallow.
little bit. Yeah, but All the Stars just get you
checking.
going. Come on. Come on. All right. And one of the nominations you may have missed, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Who?
That got nominated for Best Costume Design. It's a Western anthology comedy. It's a
Okay.
lot all in one. Yes, it is. It's about 6 stories that are all kind of patchwork and woven together, but it's written and directed by and produced by the Coen brothers.
Is that James Franco starring in that?
James Franco is not starring in it. He is
I was
a
like,
role
eh.
player in it. So it's 6 different stories, and each one's about 20 minutes long, and it tells different little stanzas about
Do they come together?
stories in the West. They do not.
Oh.
They do not. But it starts off really well. Liam Neeson is in it.
Is he playing his typical Taken self?
He is not. I
Saving
believe
some-
in that entire scene, there's maybe 30 words spoken, and it lasts for about 15, 20 minutes. So people
You're
might
not
say, "Oh,
actually
wait, that's
selling me on this."
okay."
Are
Well,
you trying
I'll
to?
say this. I'll say this. Yeah.
Okay.
If you like Coen Brothers stuff, give it a watch. You may like it because some of the 6 stories, they're hits. Others are kind of misses, in my opinion. But give it a whirl.
It's different.
Give it a whirl. It is different. I'll say that.
Go that.
Yeah.
And finally, Spike Lee picked up his first Best Director nomination in 30 years for Black Klansman. His last coming in 1989 when he won for Do the Right thing.
I've heard nothing but good things about that movie.
I thought you were going to say, I've heard nothing about that movie.
No, I've heard plenty about the movie.
Like, really?
But you know what? Good for him, because it seems like the type of movie that's a historical type of movie that factors into what's going on today.
I think I'm like
And I
everybody
think-
else too. You want the movies to win that you've seen.
Yeah.
I've only seen 2, so I have some work to do.
Hey, you thought I had some catching up to do. Jeez. Wow.
But A Star Is Born. That's like.
I know. I'm so sorry.
it.
I feel like I've just disappointed you.
I feel like my sleeves really work for talking
I feel
about
like I
it
should just
too.
leave now so you can.
Can you come back? It's very lonely.
No. The Star Is Born here.
Look what I've done. I've already lost my co-host
Thank you.
within
No, I'm back.
5
Let's continue.
minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, all
Next
right.
in the dish, she is one of the top up-and-coming singers, nominated for 2 Grammys, including 1 for Best New Artist. Take a look at who we're talking about. That's BB Rexa singing her hit song, I'm a Mess. You'd think fashion designers would be fighting to dress a nominee, but BB herself says that's not the case, calling them out on Instagram.
So I had my team hit out a lot of designers, and a lot of them do not want to dress me because I'm too big. Literally, I'm too big.
I can't even come up
Really?
with words. She says she's a size 6 to 8.
Yeah.
And she says it's sad that being a 6 to 8 is too big for some designers. And since her post, a lot of other designers have stepped up, as they should, and offer to dress her. I want her to put these designers on blast.
Yeah,
Like,
just
who
so you
are
can see
these designers?
who's saying this. Because if you think, I read that yesterday on social media. I was appalled.
Isn't it
I
hard to
was
believe
appalled.
that that's
It's just-
a thing? That
yeah.
people, I mean, wouldn't you
Really?
just die to have your clothes on the red carpet?
And someone who's an artist, yeah, a lot of people may not know her. She may not be that mainstream where so many people across the musical spectrum know who she is, but she's collaborated with a lot of other people and a rising star in the music industry. Maybe you think you'd want to hitch your wagon onto that instead of just denying her in a blatant piece of disrespect.
It's not the first time we've
No.
heard these stories.
It's
too,
not, and
so,
but the sad
unfortunately.
thing is that it's still continuing on right
Yep.
now. That's what's
Blast
sad
them.
about that.
Tell us who they are, BB. We
Come
don't
on,
want to buy
we
their
want to see
stuff.
that Instagram post.
Yeah.
I'll like it, I'll retweet it, whatever you need. I'll do it. Next in the dish, the latest episode of America's Got Talent Champions aired last night with 2 more acts moving into the finals. This season features the best of the best from the franchise from all around the world.
I'm actually surprised they haven't done this sooner. It's pretty cool. So among those who performed was an illusionist, Darcy Oak, who was a finalist on Britain's Got Talent in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
So for his act, we're going to show you here, he got some help from the judges. Watch this.
I'd like to give you the best seat in the house and welcome you to the stage. So if you could please join me. Howie, if you can face that way.
Okay.
Doug, face that way, just like that. Yep, exactly. Now, Howie, if you don't mind, just lay backwards. And Doug, yep, lay back, lay back. Comfortable? You're okay?
I'm not comfortable, but I'm okay.
We'll get through it. We'll get through it.
Okay.
Gentlemen, above you is a board. If you could reach up, please grab the board. Grab the board. A little bit this way. Perfect. Heidi, will you join me on stage, please? Yes, please. Thank you. Right now, what I would like to try to do with you is freeze a moment in time.
Okay, and what am I supposed to do?
All you have to do is remain perfectly still, and you're going to fall back into my arms.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
Here we go.
Okay. Like that?
Just like that, and we're gonna place you onto the board. Take her feet. Doug, take her shoulders. Take her shoulders.
Oh no.
Wait,
How? I understand magicians aren't supposed to tell their tricks, but
but they weren't part of, wow. Okay, and here's the real kicker. You ready for this?
go ahead.
In the end, he didn't make it through to the next round.
What?
Yeah, after that. Instead, some 11-year-old singers made it through.
Come on. Okay. 11-year-old singer's great. Okay.
They have a lot of
But can the
time.
11-year-old singer do that?
Like, who are you gonna go see in Vegas? That guy or an 11-year-old singer?
I don't know.
Then he goes, no,
if it's the
no,
yodeling
no, you're
Walmart
gonna
kid,
go
then
see
maybe.
The
I don't know.
Illusionist.
I don't know. If it's him, I might go see him in Vegas.
No, I'd totally go see him over
Yeah.
an 11-year-old singing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, but
Not sure about that.
that was something.
We hadn't watched that before.
No, we had not.
So I'm glad I saved
This
it.
is
That
live.
was shocking.
Shocking reaction.
Okay. Next in the dish, one of the most iconic teams of the early 90s gathered for a mini reunion over the weekend. Love this. Okay. Several cast members from the Mighty Ducks. They spent the day together at the Anaheim Ducks New York Islanders game.
And among those in attendance, Kenan Thompson, of course, Danny Tamborelli, as well as the people who played Adam Banks, Julie the Cat Gaffney, and Guy Germain. Emilio Estevez, though, who played the coach in the movie Gordon Bombay, he was not there. The year after the movie was released, Disney founded the NHL team, the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Also, a lot of the movie was shot right here in the Twin Cities area. I know I watched it back after I moved here. I'm like, oh, wait, so that's where that is. And that's where that is. Oh, and that's where that is, too.
And can I just say, Adam Banks, you still do it for me. I had the biggest crush on him.
Yeah? Did you?
Still hot.
Was that your like big crush, or was it more?
Oh, it
Saved
was just
by
one
the
of
Bell?
many. It was, it was the right time. I was like 12 years old or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how old I was. But.
Adam Banks, you still make her heart flutter. Wow.
Sorry, husband. Still ahead. I'm gonna lose my voice. There are 2 new documentaries out about a failed music festival. They have people, including us, real fired up.
Plus, newly minted royalty. We're chatting with the new Miss Minnesota USA, who is hoping she has what it takes to become the next Miss USA. But next, the claws came out on the latest episode of The Bachelor, and there were also a lot of tears because of it. And guess what, Shayne? It's only week 3.
No way.
You and Ted Johnson breaking it down when we come back here on the Jason Show. Stay tuned.
Kaylin continues to really just be a lot of the things that I'm looking for. So I'm so excited for Kaylin and I's relationship.
I could just kiss you for days. We used to be friends. Like, that's the freaking weird thing. It's the person that I was friends with. It's a different personality than this girl. This is what I think. If you genuinely believe Kaylin is wrong, right? And like she said, right, then like you have to tell him.
You keep surprising me. I like it. I like you.
Thank you. It is hard to see him developing a connection with her because I know her. I'm like befumbled. I don't know another word.
I'll take the top.
I don't think
Befumbled, I love the word. Nice. Well, the drama inside the Bachelor Mansion between Miss Alabama and Miss North Carolina as the 2 square off for a piece of Colton's heart. Well, it is week 3 in Colton's quest to find his one true love, and the Southern Belle Battle Royale rages on. So that means it's time to bring back our Bachelor Roundtable. Give it up for Ted Johnson and Shayne Wells, of course.
Hello.
Okay, so tell me, what's up with that tension right there that we just saw?
They go back to the
Do
Miss
they?
USA pageant.
Oh.
I believe, right?
Yeah, they were roommates and they were friends at one point. He keeps asking each of them why you don't like each other, and no one can actually come up with a reason, like a story or anything. So I just think it's competition and jealousy because one did so much better than the other at Miss USA, and now Kaylin is again getting more attention from Colton. And this one right here, Hannah B, she's about to implode. She talks when she's angry while smiling, and it is
And
eerie.
she has a growl.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I feel like she's just gonna like that.
Bite someone?
And she seems
perhaps.
She seems
I do.
She seems very confused why there's all this drama now, but she's the one that brought it up.
She sure is.
So she's the creator now confused by it.
Yes, but now she
Precisely.
is but she's the victim also.
Oh.
Sort of.
I think she's too just in this for the competition because she made a comment, I don't know if you caught it, where she said, I just don't want to go home before her, not like I want to be the one that has
so it's
Colton's
kind of like
heart.
a one-on-one battle.
She just wants to beat her
Not
at
to be
something.
the person at the end.
Yeah.
Just wants to be there. All right, now tell us about this one-on-one date Colton had last night.
Well, drink because it's our first helicopter date of the season. Yeah. You got to have one of those every season. So Elise, she is the elder stateswoman of the group.
She's
remember,
31.
31. Yeah, they're all,
They
the average
act like
age is
these
like 18.
gals have dried up after 30. It's horrible. Well, they do.
So what happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
So they went on this helicopter date, and then they went to an amusement park.
Okay.
And they had fun with kids.
Did they?
It wasn't the most exciting date, but she, I think, is just, she's classy and
Gotcha.
she's mature
So what
and
do you-
she's beautiful. So it was just what you would expect a nice date to be like.
Aside from the classiness of it, what do you like about her?
I like everything about her.
Okay.
But that's just me. She's normal.
So
yeah,
what you're saying is you could be the Bachelor.
I would pick her.
She
I'd give her a rose.
she should probably be like the one that he picks, but you know he'll end up picking somebody else. So
You just know, you have that sense.
yep, she's too perfect.
Okay, now a group date also happened. Last one. What went on in that?
They
Sounds like it was a little.
They worked out a lot.
Nice.
I would hate that date.
Yeah, they show up and he's just casually working out with his shirt off.
There you go. We needed a reason to
That's,
see him shirtless for the episode, so there you go.
So everyone worked out together.
With Terry Crews.
With Terry Crews. Terry, wait. That brings it on a whole nother level.
Oh, now Hobie's involved.
But Terry Crews is involved.
Yeah.
So what was the significance of Terry Crews being there?
They led the workout.
And he's been married for 30 years.
Yeah. He and his wife. So they led this workout. These poor girls had to work out for their date. Like, no one wants to get all sweaty on your date. And then our favorite part, I think, would be the final challenge, which was the girls had to pull a limo.
Yeah.
And
they can't, but then someone magically was able, she's able to pull the limo.
Maybe that should have been on America's Got Talent instead.
And
pulling a limo, I mean.
And spoiler alert, she got eliminated.
She got eliminated.
And she can pull a limo, and he eliminated her.
Well,
do you
apparently
think she pulled the limo?
It doesn't matter.
It might have been in first gear. It could have been in first gear. Let's be real.
I like how they set it
it's
up.
Television magic.
They set it up with all the strong girls first.
Gotcha.
And then this girl you're not expecting to do anything pulls the limo.
So what you're saying is that pulling a limo doesn't necessarily mean winning someone's
Doesn't
heart.
mean
it
love.
didn't work out well.
It does not mean love.
No.
Shocker. Pulling a limo does not mean love.
As for our front runners, they're not showing them.
No?
It's weird. I'm trying to decide if my girl, Hannah G, is about to go home or wins it all, and they're trying to underplay it.
Yeah, Cassie's not getting a whole lot of airtime.
Nope.
But I think there's a lot of passion for when they are together.
That 10 seconds of airtime they have. The sparks
in an alleyway.
It's just a little spoiler alert. You're in the television business. Have to have a tease before the big reveal.
Yeah. And you know their big one-on-one date's going to come up where they profess their love to each other, and
Show's
you know
over.
it's over.
And then you know it's over. You're calling it quits.
It's only week 3, so we got to stretch this out.
How many more weeks we have now?
I don't know, like 15
Too many.
or something.
Jeez. Wow. And we're just getting started. Give it up for Shayne and Ted.
Hey, thanks.
Thank you for joining us for the Bachelor
Thanks for the whistle,
Roundtable.
Eric.
Check back next week for another Bachelor recap. And still ahead, we're breaking down the debut episode of the new season of Celebrity Big Brother with a former Big Brother finalist, McCrae Olsen, joining the show when we come back here on The Jason Show.
But next, 2 new documentaries are shining a light on a failed music festival that scammed people out of thousands of dollars.
Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, probably. It'll likely get you fired up. Hobie's real fired up. We'll be back to hear why. Why?
I don't know. Stay tuned.
Fire.
We were working around the clock, no sleep.
Billy's like, bring more workers. We need more workers.
Every single day it got more intense.
He just would not take no for an answer. And he just kept pulling money in somehow.
Desperate people do desperate things.
He was lying to investors and making it seem like we were making a ton of money when we weren't.
I mean, that's fraud.
We need to get the messaging out now that this is not a luxury music festival.
That is a clip from the documentary Fire, the greatest party that never happened. Currently streaming on Netflix. That documentary was released on the same week as a similar documentary called Fire Fraud on Hulu about the same festival.
Yep. And if you don't know what it is, it's a music festival that was billed as just this luxury music event on an island in the Caribbean, the Bahamas. It's kind of almost like Coachella, but it ended up being nowhere near that. It all turned out to be one big scam, leaving hundreds of people out of thousands of dollars and stranded on an island for a day or two.
Really stranded on an island.
With not much more than a cheese sandwich.
Okay, this documentary sucked me in right away.
It did.
And even though I've read all the articles about it, saw
And
all
I followed
the
the live tweets whenever it happened originally in 2017.
It's interesting because the company that was hired to kind of film this process they're involved with this Netflix documentary. So they basically handed over all their footage. So you see every behind the scenes moment, including when people bring up things like, hey, have you thought about plumbing for all the bathrooms you're going to need? And people are like, it's going to be fine.
And if you need a little backstory to this, Fire was supposed to be an app where you could select a musical artist, hire them for whatever event you
like
were
a
doing.
birthday party.
It was kind of like
gala.
Uber for a music artist.
Yep.
That's kind of how they were billing it. Ja Rule was a big part of it, along with this guy Billy McFarland, who is kind of the culprit in all of this. Whenever you watch the documentary, and they were trying to find a way to launch their app, and this is what they came up with. They bought an island off of the Bahamas or in the Bahamas. And it turned out to not be the case because then they had to move islands and
with like 2 months to go.
And it turned into this giant debacle. And people were paying thousands of dollars for these villas and whatever and this and luxury suites. And it turned out to be a hurricane tent.
Yeah,
with two
so
mattresses.
these people all show up on the island. They get in this bus. They don't have enough places for them to sleep. They don't have enough food. They don't have enough bathrooms. People are hoarding toilet paper and mattresses. It's like havoc, but people enjoyed watching this online because it was a bunch of seemingly, rich influencers.
And that's what it is.
And so no one felt necessarily bad for what they were going through.
And a lot of people saw at the very beginning, because it was all social media influencers, that's how they really got this thing going. They got models to post this vague orange tile on Instagram and to say, join me at Fire Festival.
None of them were actually there. None of the musical acts, like most of the musical acts, some of them weren't even booked, but they said they were going to be there. I mean, the whole thing was the biggest lie ever. I think one thing that was really eye-opening was just the people who were affected.
Yes.
Because we liked watching some of these, kids struggle for like 2 days.
Pay thousands of dollars to go there, and they're...
Yeah, but then there's the restaurant owners and the people who worked on the island that never got paid, that lost their savings, and...
Yep, there's so many people, especially there's one woman in the documentary. She had this restaurant in the Bahamas, and she was hired to take care and feed all of the people on the island, and they just showed up at her restaurant. And she said in the documentary that she was in debt for $50,000 that she was never going to get back, just because this Fire Music Festival just decided to show up on her part of the island.
Yeah, she'd used it to pay her workers because she felt bad because they never paid.
Some of these people who were on the island, they worked tirelessly through the night to get this built, this pipe dream built, and they never got paid, and they were working around the clock, and they were just kind of left there because everyone just skipped town right after the festival. But the happy ending, there is a happy ending in all of this, though, because I just read, whenever the documentary launched last week, the woman who owned the restaurant, she and her husband, they started a GoFundMe page, and so people started to watch the documentary. And I saw this morning that in 8 days, people raised $160,000 for her to be able to pay back some of that debt and also to kind of get a new start, because she mentioned in the documentary that she wants a new start.
Yeah, she was the one that your heart just broke for at the end. So
it's really worth a watch. Yeah. It's really worth a watch.
It's unreal. Fire Fraud, available now on Hulu, and Fire, The Greatest Party That Never Happened, available on Netflix. Watch them both. Let us know which one you like better.
I still need to catch the Hulu one.
Yep, me too.
I've seen the Netflix one, but the Hulu one. Signing up for that free trial tonight. Watch me. We're still ahead. She beat out dozens of other women for the title of Miss Minnesota USA. And now the new title holder, Catherine Stanley, joins us to talk about her tremendous achievement.
But next, Ryan Lochte, Anthony Scaramucci, Lindsay Lohan's mom, all locked in a house for a month. What could go wrong? We'll talk about that with our Big Brother expert next.
I love the suit. Maybe I need one like that with the top hat.
We're neck and neck with a 12-time Olympic athlete and the guy who survived the Cupcake Wars.
I feel like blue is literally gonna beat pink.
Just get water.
That was a good one. I see Lolo and Tom like the exact same as us, and I'm just like, oh, she's an Olympian, of course. Great. So now it's like, Jonathan, we have to figure this out because we got to keep Lochte off the block beat.
Oh my goodness. That's Ryan Lochte, of course, four-time Olympian. Kind of, I guess, complaining about competing against another fellow Olympian, however you want to put it, on the new season premiere of Celebrity Big Brother, which debuted, of course, last night.
Ryan's one of 12 celebs who are locked inside the Big Brother mansion for the next month.
He's joined by Tom Green, Joey Lawrence, Lindsay Lohan's mom, Lolo Jones, and Anthony Scaramucci.
The Mooch.
What a cast! And joining us to
Truly
talk
is.
about all things Big Brother is a finalist from season 15 and former pizza delivery boy, everyone's favorite Minnesota pizza delivery boy, McCray Olsen. Thank you for joining us.
No,
man.
thank you guys for having me. How's it going?
I feel like we have to explain. Your lower third when you were on the show said
Tyrod.
pizza delivery boy.
Yeah.
What would you like to put on there if you did the show again? Now.
Gas station attendant. Working my way up in the world.
Hey,
yeah.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, exactly.
We're glad to have you here because you have a really interesting perspective, having been in the house for
Absolutely.
almost the entire run, season 15.
Yes.
What'd you think watching last night? What were your takeaways?
I mean, it was awesome. Last season they did Celebrity Big Brother. It was really cool. They had a lot of great people. I think they upped the ante this year. They have a lot more entertaining people. Just their interactions, the whole episode was just awesome to see. A lot of different people from a lot of different walks of life. It's going to be really interesting to see these people interact together.
You say that. We were talking about it. There's former Olympians. Ricky Williams is on the show. You have the Mooch on it, and just so many people from different walks of life.
Yeah.
Is there a favorite that you see right now?
I definitely like Tom Green. I know that his plan of attack is very methodical. He's actually he tried to learn about the game, which is actually super awesome to see. And I think his humor, he's gonna make everyone comfortable around him. It doesn't seem like he's gonna make anyone too uncomfortable.
And also, his humor could kind of be a shield.
It's huge.
Because you can tell that there might be something a little more methodical.
Absolutely, and the thing about being funny in the house is that people want to keep you around. You want to hang out with people that make you laugh. You don't, why would you want to hang out with the people that are just annoying or stubborn? Like Joey Lawrence, I do not foresee him doing well at all. Diva. He is the diva of the season already. Not
After
a fan.
one episode.
One
Wow.
episode. I am not a fan.
Let's say he wouldn't say his classic line, the whoa thing that he did on his show. He won't say that.
He won't say it, but he said that if he did win the show, he will say it. So I'm kind of like, I hope he does win. I want to hear it. I just wanna, for a little bit of nostalgia factor.
Go Google it
Yeah.
online. There was a really interesting twist at the end. I personally didn't love it. So the people who won the competition, usually that would mean you're going to be the head of household and you kind of run things. Well, it was Jonathan and Ryan, and then they decided they had to compete again, and one of them would be on the block. So now one of the winners, Jonathan, who I thought was really fun on the show.
Yep, and
Jonathan's on the block.
Yeah, I don't like it. He's a super fan. Jonathan has a lot of the alumni are really behind Jonathan. I don't like this mechanic. I don't like the twist of, hey, they just won something, and now one of them has to be on the block. Why would you punish someone for winning something? Doesn't make sense, and I don't like it. But I think Jonathan, he's got the social game that even if he's on the block, he might be able to just talk his way out of it. He seems like he's pretty fun, outgoing kind of guy.
I feel like producers would want to keep him on for now just because he's fun to watch, and it's too early to get rid of our entertainers.
Yep, exactly.
Some of the others are kind of riding that under the radar thing.
Yep. Get rid of that Joey Lawrence.
Okay.
We've got that point.
I'm
We've got
okay
that
with
point
that.
All right, so this is a different take, though. It's not Big Brother, it's Celebrity Big Brother. With that being said, on Big Brother, we've seen romances blossom in Big Brother households.
Ooh.
Is it getting hot in here?
I mean, with this being a celebrity edition, could you foresee anything happening on that
I know
front?
that Lolo Jones, in her introduction, she talked about her being a virgin. I know that she also said that she was very open to having a showmance. I don't know who would be in that category that would be available because it sounds like a lot of the guys are married.
Who's all single? Scaramucci's going to be single soon. I think Lindsay Lohan's mom is single.
I just don't think that there's anyone for her to really connect with on that level, which is a bummer because that's something I would definitely like to see in a celebrity version. Some of these celebrities kind of makes it up
Maybe there's a
bit.
surprise twist where they bring another celebrity midway in.
I
mean, we were talking twists at the very beginning.
Absolutely. They've done that in the UK. They definitely have brought people in midway through the season. I don't think it's out of the question. Absolutely.
I have a question as a kind of a super fan. These twists, do you think they create these twists in the moment to make sure that it mixes things up? Because sometimes it totally ruins a game plan. And you think they know, obviously, what y'all are planning because they're listening all the time.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that a lot of times they sometimes do kind of pick up maybe this would be a good twist. But it's tough for me to say. I don't know the ins and outs of production like that. But I definitely think it's a give and take where feel like they do have a set stone of twist, but then also they're like, well, let's just shake things up a little bit. I definitely feel like they have that ability.
If you were asked to go back, would you go?
No, not me. Yes, I would go back in a heartbeat. Absolutely. For the love of the game, I'll go back for less money and more time. Yes.
Would you showmance the second time around? Because
No.
you were a famous showmance on your season.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Oh, there you are.
Yes,
There's Macranda.
This one again. No, I don't think I would. I mean, Amanda's a strong player. That's the reason why I showmance with her. She's a smart game player.
You were a surprisingly awesome team.
Yeah, exactly. I thought so too. I thought it was a really, really good team. I don't know. A lot of people will disagree with that, but
you almost got to the end. So usually a showmance
something worked a little bit. Right?
Definitely. Okay, will you come back and talk about Big Brother along the okay.
Anytime you guys want me back, I'm here.
You are a ton of fun.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you, McCrae, for joining us.
Thank you guys.
And we'll see you back soon.
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay, all right. Good plan. Still ahead, she has one of the most popular bakeries in the metro, and Katie from Angel Food Bakery will join us to make protein balls.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I'm interested now.
A little different.
But next, we have Minnesota royalty in the house. Miss Minnesota USA is here and talking about her crowning moments and hopes for the next year. We'll be right back.
McCrae's new best friend, right? Oh, hey, my mic is hot. Welcome back. It has been 2 months since our next guest was named the new Miss Minnesota USA, earning the chance to compete for Miss USA. Take a look at her crowning moment.
The first runner-up is Zianja Steigoff. The new Miss Minnesota USA 2019 is Catherine Stanley.
That is 23-year-old Catherine Stanley, as you just heard, winning the crown back in November. She's now busy preparing for Miss USA while studying to become a doctor. Just the normal things.
Yeah.
Please welcome Catherine, Kat, as I
Stanley,
find you on social media.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Is it watching that back? What's that like for you?
It's emotional. I got a little teary-eyed just watching it. It's just such a crazy and awesome moment, especially in front of all those people.
Yeah, everybody. And you, I think a lot of people don't know, you were in the middle of studying for finals too. Can you kind of talk about what was happening in your life while you're trying to do the pageant?
I was, yeah. So I was getting ready to graduate with a degree in biology with an emphasis in pre-medicine, which was no easy task, but you make time for the things that are important to you in life. So doing the pageant while studying for finals was really no problem at all.
And explain why this, because you want to go be a doctor and you're a pageant title holder. Why did you want to do this pageant? And I don't think we mentioned you were a former Miss Teen Minnesota USA too.
So I was Miss Teen Minnesota in 2014, and what made me want to do that was that I wasn't a very confident person growing up, and I didn't.
Wait, hold on. You were not a confident person growing up?
I was a tomboy. I was a nerd. I still am a nerd. But I was so unsure of myself, and I really just needed something to boost my confidence and allow me to pursue my goals with that same confidence. And so pageants have been the perfect thing for me to accomplish that goal.
And I think a lot of people, there's stereotypes. I love pageants. I love pageant girls and title holders. There's a lot of stereotypes about what a pageant holder is and a title holder is. I feel like you debunk a lot of those myths. And I don't think you would describe your life as perfect either.
Oh, no. Not by any means. And there are a lot of stereotypes, and it's unfortunate. And I do debunk those, but I also think it's important to just let women be women and let them pursue whatever it is that interests them and whatever they're passionate about. And we shouldn't be making any judgments based off of what their career or what their goals are in life.
Absolutely. You just got back from Texas because you were going to school at Baylor.
I did, yes.
Back in Minnesota now. Do you see your future being a doctor in Minnesota, or would you head back to Texas?
So I'll be working for a dermatologist here in the cities, and I absolutely love him. I love working under him. I love getting to know him, and I'd love to have my practice be similar to his. So working in Minnesota would be awesome for me, and the people here are just so great. I just love Minnesotans so much.
You grew up in Cambridge, correct?
I grew up I was born in Cambridge and then grew up in Bloomington.
Okay.
So I went to high school there and did most of my growing up in Bloomington.
What's one of your favorite things about the Twin Cities, or a favorite spot that you might have? Outside of saying your friends and family being here, but.
So I grew up in Bloomington, and that makes the Mall of America like my second home.
Me too!
Yeah, I basically lived there on the weekends. I was just there all the time. You go there to hang out with your friends and shop, but mostly just grab coffee and hang out. And so I'd probably say that that's my favorite spot in the Twin Cities, just because it's so nostalgic.
With you on that one. Now, right now, I'm going to totally divert topics. The Bachelor. There are 2 title holders on The Bachelor right now. We have former Miss Alabama and Miss North Carolina. would you do The Bachelor? I don't even know if you're dating right now, but is that something you do in your life or consider?
I think I would consider it. You never know where your life is going to take you a couple years from now, or where you'll be physically or mentally. So right now it's not an option for me, but I wouldn't count it out.
Okay, there you go. And what is life like now preparing for Miss USA?
Oh, it's just crazy. So much traveling, so much interview training and hair and makeup training. I hope it looks good.
Yes, it does.
I worked hard on it today. So yeah, it's just been really busy, but in the best possible way. I love being busy like this. It's just, I thrive off of it.
Well, good. You're going to be very busy coming up, and I hope you'll come back and visit us before you leave for Miss USA.
Yes, I would love to.
Okay, putting you on the spot there.
Yep.
All right, Catherine Stanley, Kat, Miss Minnesota USA 2019. We are so happy that you were able to join us here, and she'll come back when Jason's here too. You can cheer her on at Miss USA pageant on Fox. It'll be this spring. No date yet, right?
Nope, not yet.
Okay,
but you'll be the first to know.
Yeah, right. Well, I also work at Fox, so that helps too.
Perfect. Yeah.
After the break, a healthier treat that still satisfies your sweet tooth. Katie from Angel Food Bakery is here showing us how easy it is to make no-bake protein balls. Stay with us. Thank you so much.
All right, welcome back to the Jason Show, and you know what? It's the new year now, and many of us are trying to eat healthier like myself. But you know what? Sometimes you just want that little sweet thing to, you know, satisfy that sweet tooth.
And yeah, get a little health value out of it too.
Exactly.
How about something, well, that's what we just said, a little healthier than the typical cookie, brownie, or piece of cake. She'll read anything you put in the prompter. Here to share her recipe for the no-bake protein balls, one of our very favorites, Katie Gertis from Angel Food Bakery. Yay! This is different. You normally bring very decadent treats for us.
Yes. So I live in a decadent world at a bakery.
You do.
And in order to not, you know, be 400 pounds, I have to actually
You have to mild it down.
I have to like
balance it out.
Balance it out, go to the gym, and then when I have a sweet tooth at home, like nothing from the bakery comes home. That's the rule. Like it
that's
cannot.
a good rule.
That'd be hard.
It's very hard. So when you have a sweet tooth at home, these are something I make. It's just easy to have a little bite, and it kind of, for me, this is like a candy bar now. Like
Gotcha.
It's got that
And these
sweet
are
level.
protein granola balls.
We just call them protein balls,
Okay.
and they can really be anything you want them to be, any flavor combination, anything. The basis is just nut butter and some protein powder, and then anything you want to add. So we're actually doing one I haven't done yet today.
Oh, nice.
I'm experimenting with you guys.
Okay, we're down.
But I thought instead of using traditional peanut butter, we could use some almond butter today, and then maybe throw in dried blueberries and coconut. So we kind of have like an almond coconut.
Oh,
I got nervous. I thought those were raisins, and I really hate raisins.
Oh no, not raisins. No, nobody likes raisins, I think.
So it's kind of like a blueberry almond joy without the chocolate.
Yeah, and you could add chocolate if you wanted.
But how much more unhealthy would that be?
Well, like if you were, let's say you're trying to get your kids to eat something maybe a little healthier than a standard candy bar, you could just do a little drizzle of chocolate on top. And then now it's got that tiny bit of, you know.
You could tell them, hey, there's chocolate in it.
Anything, you drizzle chocolate on top of anything, and people will eat
Yes,
it. That is
exactly.
like guaranteed. It's like frosting.
Yep.
Okay.
So these are so simple. We would start with almond butter, so I need about a cup of that in the big
I
bowl.
get the honors.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
I got these sleeves.
Keep on talking.
These are not.
Those are not almond butter
Those are not very
material.
health
So a cup of
department
that?
friendly
Okay.
sleeves.
That's true.
So we've got almond butter. We're gonna put it in a big bowl,
Okay.
and then some protein powder. I have very generic.
Do you want to switch me and
No,
get
that's
over there
sweet.
so you can do
There
some
we go.
stirring?
Okay.
Get in there.
Oh, I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
You just direct me. Just direct me what I need
So
to
if
do.
you want to, we'll
Okay.
scoop that
I
out
need
of
to put more?
the
Okay.
cup just so we don't make a big mess. And then I've got my generic vanilla protein powder.
Okay.
You could do chocolate. You could do. They've got like cinnamon
So you
roll
can't get
protein
chocolate
powder.
in there with just protein
you could do
powder.
any
Okay.
protein powder flavor you want, and we've got about a half a cup in there that we can
All right.
add. You can just throw
Switch
it
with
there.
you?
Yeah.
Now, this is your own recipe that you use at home, right? Not something, or do you have these in the bakery?
We do not have these bakery.
People are going to want them.
I know. We're
Okay.
looking at maybe adding them, especially to our airport location, for like a quick, treat for while you're sitting on the plane.
Oh, this already smells good.
Yeah, I mean, it's peanut butter, almond
Peanut butter and
yeah.
almond butter, come on.
So then I'm adding some coconut.
Okay.
You wouldn't have to, but we can toss it in there. And then a little bit of honey, because I thought that flavoring would be nice.
Yep, sugar.
Yep, sugar, a little bit of sugar. And you could certainly make these without sugar if you wanted, or
Sure.
a sugar substitute. Again, it just depends on like the level.
I'm about to
healthy
send
you want it to
coconut
be.
all over the place.
That's okay.
Maybe I shouldn't have let you have that job.
No, you're good.
Maybe not. No,
and
no,
actually,
all right,
it actually gets really. So the goal is we want it to get really nice and thick, and
Okay.
it will be actually easier if you just use your hands. So I brought you some
thank
gloves
you.
at this point.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
That's a pro right here, okay?
So,
All right, I'll just lay that on top
you're
because I don't
good.
want to dirty anything up.
So at this point, we're just trying to mush it together, and
Okay.
this is where a recipe is not.
Oh,
it's,
Yeah, this is. I'm not a surgeon.
I'm so
clearly.
sorry. They're just.
He's never going to be a doctor.
Never.
That's
Oh.
fine. So this is
Okay.
where the recipe is
There we
really based on what you use.
Sure.
So this is a little bit wet for us, right? So we're gonna add a little bit more protein powder.
Okay.
To get it to the right consistency. And that's why, like, you know, you can follow a basic recipe,
Yeah.
but you have to use your judgment.
What about once we're done, how long do these things keep?
That is cooking in general.
Can you freeze them, or what do you just keep them in the
These
fridge?
things are great. Yeah, you just pop them in the fridge, and they can keep
All of this?
a couple weeks. I would
that
just
smells
sprinkle
good.
some in and then start mixing. This is where you get to use your pastry
See, I
skills.
like that. You sound like my mom whenever she's cooking. She's like,
I know.
Just put a little bit of that in there. It'll be all right.
It's really hard to tell you how much because we just all work.
You eyeball it.
Yeah, you eyeball
get
it.
it, yeah.
Our goal is we need to get that together where it starts to create little balls. Like
Okay.
it would stick together and firm up. And then we can add our blueberries. So you're doing
try
great.
blueberries.
I've made these before, but I put in dark chocolate chips.
Oh, that would
Yeah,
sound
you could do
awesome.
dark chocolate chips.
To bring the health factor down a little.
A few other things
But
that
the goodness factor is fantastic.
you know, dark chocolate is like healthy. There's
Exactly. That's
antioxidants
my
and
excuse
things.
all the time.
Yeah,
You know.
right. And again, if you're
moderation.
eating one of these with a couple dark chocolate chips in it instead of a candy bar, this has a lot more benefits for you.
Sure.
So that's looking
You're
great.
getting good? Okay.
Yeah.
And what's this?
This was some maple syrup in case we wanted to do maple, but I went with the honey instead.
Last minute decision.
Last
I like
minute
to bring
decision.
options.
Well, if we
this
needed
fast
more
decision.
liquid, we could add a little bit of maple syrup.
Okay, so just take this. And
Yeah, so that feels like that's
Yeah.
You want to make
Pretty
you
good,
want to make
okay.
like little bite-sized balls. You could just start putting them in here. We didn't have
Okay.
a platter.
Let's see.
But you would just roll them into little balls, and you can toss them in your fridge. Let them.
Oh
set
no!
up. Oh no!
I thought he was going to try and put on a second glove.
No, I was not.
We don't
no.
have time
I learned
for that.
my lesson
Hobie.
the first time. Okay, I'm going to just use it as a base.
Yeah.
And is
So
that-
that's
is that
all we're
good?
looking for. Is just something that would stick together, and then once they're in the fridge, they'll really
Okay.
firm up. A
How
bit.
long do you put them in the fridge?
20 minutes would
Oh,
be
that's it. Nice.
to firm up. And then I brought a few other things that you could add in there if you ever wanted to.
Make 'em a little healthier?
Yeah,
Collagen.
collagen is really, really popular
Does it
right
take your
now.
wrinkles away?
Do you not? It really helps with skin and hair and nails.
Oh.
Do you not have collagen?
No.
So
but no, I
collagen,
Okay.
didn't know they
collagen
put it
is
in
an
powder.
amazing way to get another variation of protein in there, and it really helps with all of your skin, hair, nails, that sort of stuff.
Okay.
And then they also have this stuff called dried egg whites, and it's another way to get protein. Like, let's say if you don't want dairy and whey, you can add all these different protein sources in there.
Okay, this break room fridge might be filled with these, and in 20 minutes
That's-
I'm going
that is totally
to
okay.
give
That's
these a
the
try.
goal.
If you could smell these, you would never think that whey protein
They do smell really good.
and
I mean, you could eat them
Blueberries.
right now. It's just
Yeah.
that they're not going to be very firm
little bit
at this
messy?
moment.
True.
They're a little messy, but I mean, who cares? It's
Still
like
delicious.
This is like eating cookie dough before you bake them.
but it's healthy
right?
for you.
But yeah, it's not
I thought
illegal.
that was the big thing now.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to eat cookie dough.
Well,
This doesn't have any raw eggs in it.
True.
there you go.
I turned out fine as a kid, I guess.
I eat cookie dough all the
We all
time.
did.
I know.
So
I think
Don't
we turned
do
out
it.
all right.
But
I
don't
have
do
I have
it.
a protein ball and then a cookie dough ball, and then it just
Yeah,
go
why
back
not?
and forth. So
Perfect. Well,
Yeah.
we thank you for bringing kind of a different idea.
Of course.
We
Yeah.
love also
It doesn't always have
obviously
to
the
be.
sweets,
To
but
cure
this is
your
good donuts.
cravings.
And if you want to go see the Instagram, you have it's like food porn, like bakery
Yes.
porn. It's the most beautiful decadent dessert.
thank you.
So it's fun to look at. Katie Gertis from
When you're
Angel
trying not to
Food.
be healthy.
Thank you for joining us. I know.
And the bakery is located downtown Minneapolis and Terminal 1
Yes.
at MSP.
Yep, we have 2
Be
locations.
sure to join them and check them out at angelfoodmn.com.
And don't forget, you can watch full episodes of The Jason Show. We're on YouTube now. We post each day's episode along with clips from the show. You can just search for
continue
The
making
Jason
these.
Show. That's what it looks like. You can just hit subscribe.
Yeah, and we'll continue to make our protein balls right here. They put me to work. Great.
I did.
Keep going, keep going.
I will. You
We'll
have
be
more
back
that
and
you need?
he might be done.
I'll come help you at the bakery.
I mean, I've got a whole bag
All right.
here.
Okay.
Trying to get a
Let's
second
do
job.
this thing. Come on.
Oh, hello, sir. Interesting. You don't seem to have a search history. Well, let's start one for you. What can Knowsmore help you find today? Umbrella, umbrage, umami?
No.
Noah's Ark, no doubt. Nordstrom Rack, ergonomics, Urban Outfitters, cool.
Looks like no one put Humpty Dumpty together again. This guy's a little soft-boiled.
That's a clip from the movie Ralph Breaks the Internet, which was just nominated for Best Animated Feature at the Oscars this morning. Welcome back to The Jason Show. Late last year, we actually had the director and the writer from Ralph Breaks the Internet in studio. One of the guys, Phil Johnson, is actually from Minnesota and used to be a local TV reporter at a different station. Jason asked them about the years-long process of making that movie.
And what is the process like? It goes for about, what, a year, 2 years of story?
Oh, you wish. Yeah. Well, it's about a year of just Phil and I and a few other people kind of working the story. And once we get something that we feel like this is a story worth telling, the group of people grows and grows and grows as you're moving this thing through production. And by the end, we're working with 500 or 600 people on this thing.
And 3.5 years.
Yeah,
3.5 years total.
3.5 year long process. And they also won an Oscar for Zootopia.
There you go.
Yeah, so maybe they might have another one in the making with Wreck-It Ralph or Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Yep.
Being nominated.
All right, tomorrow on the show, we are going to be having the organizing method people.
Is that other show on Netflix that everybody's talking about?
So we're going to have someone who's done the tidying up method. We're going to go see what's happening at some of the donation centers across the Twin Cities that are seeing a big influx. So organizing.
Yeah,
Get
you know
excited.
what? The spring cleaning come a little bit early right now.
Right.
January clean. I mean, it's going to be super duper cold outside.
Might as well organize your closet.
You know what? Watch the Netflix show, Organize Your Closet. It's kind of like a to-do list while you're watching TV.
There you go. Get started right now. We'll see you back here.
Right now? Okay.
Tomorrow.
Bye.
Not sure who will be here, but
Shayne, Hobie, yeah.
Maybe us.
We'll find out. Maybe. We'll see you next time.
Where are you going?
I'm